Good morning. I'm doing a couple of different interesting things today. I say different and interesting. They're different and interesting to me. I bought a new 360-degree camera, and I think it's called the Insta360 X2, which is a mouthful and it's complicated, but it's a complicated camera. And I'm learning to do new things with it. But one of the things I want to know if I can do is just make a plain old regular everyday video like I do. What's happening here? Oh, it's still going. It just, the screen went dark and I thought I'd lost y'all, but I didn't. So I thought I'd make a plain old regular video using this Vega Tubaphone. This is a Fairbanks Vega Tubaphone made in 1921. It is a beautiful instrument. The other day I played a Mike Ramsey banjo that Mike made. And it is different than this banjo in many ways, which I won't go into. But one of the things I did on the Mike Ramsey banjo, the strings were too low. Let's see if I'm saying this right. Yeah, and the strings on this one were too high. So I took the bridge off of this one and put on that banjo. Took the bridge off that one and put on this banjo. And this one is just about right, but the head is a little loose. And you can tell, and I don't know how good this camera works, but if you look in the back of here, you can see where that is indented and you can see where it's bending that plastic in. So the fix for that is to adjust the head. And like I say, I'm going to try to film this with the 360, but see if I can just get a regular video that I can use to, that works pretty good. And I'm learning how to edit them and do things. So what I'm going to do with the banjo today is I'm going to turn each one of these little bolts, nuts. And by the way, I really wanted to show these nuts. These are closed in nuts, so there's no hole through the end of them. So this peg has to go in there the right amount and pull this up before that bottoms out for that to work. Those are original to this banjo, or they would be original to this banjo. So what I'm going to do is on every one of these bolts, I'm going to make like a 1/16. Wow, that one's snug tight. Have them turned a little. They feel like they're hard to turn, yet at the same time I know the head's a little loose. That one felt a little loose. That one seems a little loose. Now, when you do this, you don't ever want to turn this very much. That one was a little loose, because you can break one of these heads by twisting on it too much. Because I've done lots of these down through the years, I have a pretty good feel for it. Like that one there, that one is so loose that I put maybe a quarter turn on it. And I could put a little drop of oil. That one's loose. I could put a little drop of oil on each one of these. The tailpiece feels really loose. But I'm just going to go around and spin these around. And then we'll play it a little. I have a banjo that I'm going to be building soon. There's a young lady on YouTube named Rosa Hopkins, and Joe. I think Joe might have a little different YouTube name, but they're musicians. She's a writer. They're cool people. They got in touch with me years ago, and we started kind of talking to each other on Facebook and stuff like that. I recommend you go over and check them out. But they write a lot of music, sing a lot of music. I think they perform some music at different events and things. But she said the other day that she wished she had like a gas can banjo. Some of y'all remember, some of y'all know I used to make gas can banjos. In fact, that banjo I took to One Lonely Farmer was made out of a John Deere can. And he specifically ordered that banjo and brought the can to my house to make it out of. And she said, I wish I had one. And I said, well, if you wish you had one, wishes do come true. She said, oh, I can never afford one. I used to actually make them for people, and people paid me really way too much money. I wasn't real keen on making them back then, so I put a price on them that I thought no one would pay, and people actually did come and pay me to make banjos that I think were way overpriced. But over time, I got better and better at making them things, and at a certain point, you know, sometimes you get busy. You're remodeling the room that you used to work on your banjos in or something, and I moved all my wood shop outside in the other shed, and of course it was cold back there, and one, you know, so now that I'm down here, my garage is due to be built in a couple weeks, and it's January the 5th. Rusty Acres is talking about coming up here a week after Christmas, so he's going to come up here just before that. But once the garage gets built, I'm going to be able to take the boat out of that shed back there, and maybe I can go ahead and set up a banjo room in that shed that's down back. Eventually, I want like a banjo shop, and I've debated on where to put it because I don't want to just fill up my little piece of land with buildings here. And I was thinking, well, with the new building, I get the boat and 2 hot rods and the trailer, hot rod trailer in it. I'm going to send that Dodge truck home with Rusty because Rusty loves Dodge trucks, and he's got one. He's got so much access to so much of what he would need to get that truck on the road and use it, and enjoy it. And he went all the way to New Jersey with me, which he didn't have to do. You know, I didn't pay him anything for going up there. Just out of the goodness of his heart, he drove 6 hours or so to get to my house, then rode with me all the way to New Jersey. We spent the night up there, got that thing, came home with it, wound up staying a night on the way home because the truck was giving us a goodly bit of trouble. And, you know, he went through an awful lot of trouble, spent days and days of his own time to help me get it down here. And, you know, I was thinking, well, I'm not probably going to use it that much, but he would really love it, use it, take care of it. So anyway, it's going home with him. All of that has gotten me away from what I started out to talk about here, was doing the adjusting the head on this banjo. So, and I may get out and cut some more hay later today. You may have seen a video that I just put up where I made a video of cutting hay, and I did some special effects, which some of them were out of my control. Sometimes you start doing something, you don't know how you did it, and you can't figure out how to go back. That's part of what happened on that last video. And people are going to look at it and say, oh, this is too strange for us. We can't handle that. And I don't expect you to, and I don't expect my future videos to all be like that. But, you know, I'm learning. So as I go, I go. So anyway, let's just play this a little. Now these strings still feel a little low to me, and I mentioned the other day that the higher the bridge is, the more pressure you can get pushing down on it. I feel like these, it may be the biggest reason these are so hard to turn is just that they haven't been turned in a long time. And it may be a little drop of oil right in here on each one of these might help it. I don't think I'm in danger of ruining the head here, because it wouldn't look that loose if I was. But I'm going to give off. See, that one feels really snug. Some of these you can kind of turn and some you can't. By the way, it's a beautiful day here today. We've had many beautiful days. I'm actually going to look at a boat. Well, I've actually been to look at it. Today I'm going to ride in a boat. There's a boat I'm looking at. I didn't think I wanted a boat like this, but when I started looking and I found this one, I sort of adjusted my thinking a little bit and decided, well, maybe that is the boat I want. So the guy is willing to take me to ride in it this afternoon. I'll bring a camera and we'll get some video of that so y'all can see it. So we'll get on with that when the time comes. Boy, I look at these old banjos like this. This thing's got so much. I guess I could use the word character, but each one of these nuts, little tiny scratches, little indentations. This is nickel-plated brass, so it's not real hard metal, and I can see things in these nuts. It just, it makes me wonder about the story, you know. How did that happen? How did this happen? See, this one is plumb loose, but it's, well, you know what? These are bottoming out. That's why. That one's not even. I might have to swap the. Might have to swap these nuts for some open-ended nuts to get this really snugged up right. So that's fun, and that felt better playing it. I will consider. I sort of hate to change these original nuts, and I don't think I need to as good as it is right now. You never know about the future.
I'm sorry?
You leaving us?
Yes.
Okay. You know I'm going on the boat ride today. Probably leaving here about 2:30. If you want to come and go with me, you can. If you're not here, I'll just go on by myself. But I'll see you later today.
Yeah.
Maybe with a new boat.
Huh?
Maybe with a new boat. Y'all have fun.
Get my new glasses.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that hefty thing, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it's really easy to knock over, but it seems pretty stable. I wouldn't want to give it a shove and try. But that's actually the little tripod that was on my other camera. But I like this one that's extendable. So I may see if I can find one with a little bit bigger legs, because it would seem like that could get knocked over pretty easy. But that's a neat. It's hard to get a camera right where you want it.
Yeah.
So if you got one like that will adjust up that high and sit on a tripod, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's the coolest thing.
Awesome.
Y'all have fun. And I might the way this camera is made, I might could swing y'all around where you could see her, but who knows? Who knows? I tell you what, life is good here, and I am loving it. I love just sitting out on the front porch. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. Weather's real fine. Oh, it's just beautiful. Just a beautiful day. Play that. That's copyright protected right there. Okay, I'll stop now. That's enough to give me a video to shoot, play with. I hope y'all are having a good day, and you know the spiel. If you're not, get over it. Okay. Stop recording.